Welcome to Nasterclass 4. Let's review, shall we? How do you create humor in your thinking? By wordplay, absurdity of the moment, ridiculousness, exaggeration. That's how you create in your brain, because humor is created in your brain. Laughter, as we know, has a physical manifestation of making you feel good. We talked about how 20 seconds of hard laughter is worth 3 minutes of rigorous exercise. Here's a couple more for you too. Dr. Mike Miller, University of Maryland, discovered when you laugh, just by laughing, the endotheliums that line your bloodstream open up. It's good for the heart, the blood flow. Also good for the heart too when you do that, just by laughing. Dr. Franz Engelfinger, that's a really guy's name, a guy's real name, Engelfinger. And he's not even one of those kind of doctors. He discovered, did you get it? Good. He discovered just by laughing, your immune system is improved because the T cells go after the bad cells that are harming your body, just by laughing. But humor helps us emotionally too for this reason. When we think a certain way, that'll lead to an emotion. And of course, that's what today's is about, which is sadness. It's a tough one. It's a very tough one, which will lead to depression, suicide, PTSD. Those are other classes that are coming up. We're going to deal with sadness right now. How do you bring humor into it? I just got to tell you a true story from the Naster archives. I found out my dad had a brain tumor. My dad was 86 years old when he had a brain tumor, brain cancer. And I said, well, actually, yeah, it was brain cancer, not a tumor, brain cancer. And I came in town, and my dad and I are best friends. We're best friends, just great friends. Always kidding around. We shared so much humor about the world and our family that nobody else knew about. That's how close we were. And I said, Dad, what did the doctor say? He said, son, I've got 3 months. And I said, well, what do you think? He said, I've had a good life. That's my dad. I've had a good life. And he said, what do you think, son? I go, Dad, here's what I think. I'm going to give you an analogy here. I think you're teeing up on the 18th hole on the golf course. But it's the 18th hole. It's the last hole. You play this hole as long as you want. You take as many strokes as you want. And he interrupted me. He goes, son, you know I had prostate cancer. I haven't had anything remotely resembling any kind of stroking going on in my life. I started laughing. See now what my dad and I did at that sad moment and scared moment is we brought in wordplay on stroking. Y'all get that. That's my dad. That's our relationship in doing that. And that was the joke that we had all the way through. Matter of fact, I think it was a day and a half before he died. He died a month and a half later. It didn't take 3 months. But I went in to see him in his room, and I said, Dad, and the doc walked in soon. He said, Howie, I need to talk to you. Everybody called my dad Howie. He said, Howie, I need to talk. We did some more tests, and you may have 2 weeks, 3 at the most. And my dad looked at me and goes, what do you think, son? I said, well, Dad, I think you're pitching onto the green, but I don't think you're putting out yet. And he kind of started laughing. And the doctor goes, what are you guys talking about? And I said, well, my dad and I have a golf analogy of, what's going on here with the cancer. He goes, oh, Howie, I didn't know you like golf. What's your favorite course? And without blinking an eye, my dad said, inner. And we lost it laughing. My dad and I just, again, we started laughing. You want made us laugh even more? The doctor didn't get the joke. Now, I tell you that story for this reason. My dad did die, and it's sad. And I go into that sadness and think about I miss my dad, and I get sad. But when I think of that story that happened, that memory of him saying that, and the humor, what happens, and you're going to hear me say this so many times, but it bears repeating. The sadness is there. The sadness is never going to go away. Memories don't go away. Your emotions don't go away. The best thing we can hopefully do is be able to manage them. So when that sadness comes out about my dad, and I remember that thought about what he said and the look on his face and laughter, the volume is turned down. The intensity of the sadness is turned down. And that's the best we can hope for. That's how you bring humor into sadness and why it's important. Now, if you can't get to the sadness about it, you can't get to the humor about it, then you have to find a way to evoke a joyful memory about something associated with that. So you accept the memory. You accept the sadness. You have to acknowledge it. You're never going to get rid of it. And you can't laugh off the emotion. Whoever says that or thinks that is ridiculous. We're not built that way. We're not wired that way. Think something joyous. Evoke a pleasant memory about something that happened. And all of a sudden your brain will think that way and the sadness will go down. And the more you do that, the better you'll get at it. Now, one more quickly. And this is going to lead us to the next class. And that is, I was writing a book called Shut Up, Quit Whining, Enjoy Your Life. And I'm writing this book and realize I am the saddest I've ever been in my life. I was going through my second divorce. It was really tough. And I was really sad. And I was writing, I just stopped and was sad. And then it hit me. I'm writing a book about shut up, quit whining, enjoy your life. I'm writing a book and I'm sad and I'm writing about that and doing that. And I just literally sat in my chair and my head went back and I just started laughing. And I didn't laugh for 20 seconds. I didn't do that whole thing, but I just laughed because it was funny. And what happened at that moment? All of a sudden in my brain, I appreciated the absurdity of the moment. I was sad. The volume was turned down. I went on to write the book. That's how you do it. And you can do it too. It does take practice if you don't do it already, and it takes practice. Now, I told that last story to lead to the next class, and this is the next class, and that is laughing at yourself. Because as the great Jim Fizzell, which I'll talk about later in the series, Jim is a great friend, a great human being, has Tourette's, seriously, and how he deals with it. But he says something that is so true. When you laugh at yourself, you heal yourself. And that's what the next class is. So keep laughing, think funny, and most importantly, stay amused. Because when you are, the world is no longer bemused.